What's up, YouTube? Back with another video. If y'all read the title, this video is going to be all about Illinois sales tax permit or ID, reseller's permit, permit to sell, business license. There's a lot of names, but pretty much I'm going to show you how to file a REG-1 form and to register your account on mytaxillinois.gov.
Hi, Reggie.
These two websites, or this one website, is what you need to pretty much set up your... Okay, so boom, you finally got your LLC, your EIN. Now you want to make sure that you're in ordinance with the local government or the local municipal government, which is why you're going to register. You want to make sure you're good with the state. That's why you want to register for a reseller's permit, so you don't have to pay sales tax when you go to purchase from manufacturers. You should not be paying sales tax because your customers are paying the sales tax. Therefore, when you go to file your taxes for your sales tax, the business is not liable for it. The business is liable for reporting the revenue, but the customers, they get past the sales tax. Okay, so you have to keep maybe a separate account to collect these, because when it's time to file, you don't want to be stuck with a huge liability, because there are late fees if you file late. So when you file your taxes, if it's quarterly or annually, you need to know what your receipts are, what's your revenue for the quarter, what's your revenue for the year. And this has to be done consistently. This is a bookkeeping skill that is for single member LLC owners or business owners, for startups. I know you're not an accountant, but bookkeeping is essential for the business, okay? Especially if you're a single member business owner, or if it's a partnership. If there's only a few of y'all and y'all are holding up the weight and everybody has their own task and you're tasked with the bookkeeping, then this is going to be something that you have to get done. And what I like about this is you actually get the certificate. Y'all know when y'all go to certain businesses, y'all will see the business license hanging up with the business, and then it'll be acknowledged by the state. This is pretty much what that is. And then I'll just drop a picture of what an Illinois sales tax permit will look like. So pretty much, if you're looking to get one of these, then you'll want to watch this video, watch all of it. And if you want, you can watch this video while you fill it out, so you make sure you're doing it correct and then you're not missing anything. And then yeah, so I'm not gonna hold y'all too much. I'm gonna get into this video. I'm showing y'all exactly how to register your business or a reseller's permit, sales tax ID with the state of Illinois. And I'm also showing you where to go to find out if you need a business license, a reseller's permit for your state. So go ahead, if you haven't already, hit the like button. Go ahead, subscribe to my channel. Welcome back if you back for another video. And if this is your first time, what are you waiting for? Go ahead, subscribe, where we talk about business, finance, and lifestyle. Let's get into it. All right, so I'm going to go to one of my favorite websites, and this is a gem, y'all. LLCuniversity.com will tell you exactly what you need for your business, for your specific state. For today's example, I'm just going to use Illinois because that's where I live, but of course, they have every single state on here. So I'm just going to go ahead and click Illinois. As y'all can see, it has all of the states from Alabama all the way down to Iowa and some more. Now, they tell you how to get everything, but I'm going to jump right to number 7, business license and permits, because that's what this video is about. Now, I'm going to click that, and then it takes me back to this page. I don't even think I was supposed to press that. Okay, I'm at the right place. So this is what you'll see on your screen. It'll list different types of licenses and permits that you might need in your state. This is the list for Illinois. As you can see, it's not very specific because there are certain licenses and permits for certain industries. So you can pretty much do it yourself. You'll want to contact the county, city, state, wherever you live in your city, because it's going to be different for every state. Now, it gives you direct links. That's why I like LLCuniversity.com, because it gives you direct links. And I'm already familiar with this website, so I don't necessarily need this, but I'm just showing you how you can find this information for yourself if you don't live in Illinois. So you're going to basically go to where it says register with the Illinois Department, and then also gives you next step and all of that. So you can go to Illinois Department of Revenue, which is where they handle taxes and stuff. So here where it says REG-1 Illinois Business Registration Application. It's telling you on this list to register your business. This is what you need to do. There's three options, and I just want to show you what the PDF looks like. Okay, so basically when you do this online, this is what you're filing. You can fill this out by hand or fill it out as a PDF and then print it and send it. But for this example, we're going to be doing it online, so we need to create an account on mytaxillinois.gov. Now, first, before you register for an account, you need to create a new REG-1 form. That form I just showed y'all, that needs to be submitted first. It took me a while to understand this, but now that I know, I'm telling you. So this is pretty straightforward. It asks you different information about your business. So you need to have the names and the birth dates and the socials of the managers of this business. For this example, we're going to select LLC, single member. So if you were LLC single member, you'd select that. They have partnerships on here. I've done a partnership before. But to keep it simple, we're just going to do LLC single member, okay? So single member just means it's you, more than likely. Now, FEIN, that's just your EIN number, your federal EIN. That's what it's asking for. So you're going to type that in. It's typically, let's see, I don't know, I'm just using random numbers to protect business identities and things of that nature. So, of course, you want to use your real EIN. That's going to be about 9 digits, okay? Just like your regular social, but it's formatted a little different. So, legal name is what your LLC name is. For this example, let's just keep it simple. I don't want to give it a certain industry. Like, you don't want your LLC name to sound risky, okay? So sometimes people have holding companies. So I'm going to use a holdings company name. That's my LLC and whatnot. That's the one that I'm registering for. My sales tax ID, business license, permit, whatever you want to call it, has many names. So additional business information. This is if you have a Secretary of State identification number, you can actually skip this part, put no, and then the business contact information. This is who they will be contacting, the Illinois Department of Revenue, if they need to, let you know anything. So you're going to put most likely your name for the example using Jane Doe, and I'm going to put, Jane Doe phone number in there, whatever. So whatever your phone number is, make sure the number is correct. Not saying that they're going to contact you, because most likely they're not, but you are going to receive a notification to your email address. So make sure you type that in, whatever it is, Gmail, Yahoo. It doesn't have to be your business email. It can be your Yahoo or Gmail. This is just where you'll receive notification from. So make sure you enter that. And then it's going to ask for your legal address. Now, this is for the contact. So this is going to be your address, or I would say you can put the business address, okay? And funny that I use Sesame Street, because it's not actually going to accept it, because you have to verify your address. So it's important that you have the correct address and that they're able to verify it, because you will not be able to move ahead without verifying that information. So as you can see, you can select the suite. I'm going to just put suite 1000, whatever, Chicago, Illinois, because that's, or Illinois. No, let me just stop playing. Chicago, Illinois, and then zip code, whatever the zip code is. And then you're going to click that blue button that says verify address. It has to be verified. And then, as you can see, it says no valid address. So I just wanted to show you what will happen. You don't want that to pop up. So now I'm going to put in a legitimate address. Now this is nobody's address that I know. So this is just a random address that I'm using, random street, whatever. I can verify the address. Now I can move on. It does ask if there's another mailing address. So if you want your business license or your sales tax ID certificate to be sent elsewhere, you're going to select yes, where it says mailing address different than the legal address. You definitely want to have them put that mailing address in. So put whoever the name, receiver, and then I tried to put a P.O. box, but you could try to put the P.O. box. More than likely, they're unable to verify a P.O. box. So you're going to have to put a actual physical address, okay? No P.O. boxes, because they're not valid. So, okay, you'll see me try to correct it or whatever. Make sure you have the spelling correct, everything, because this right here can be pretty frustrating if you don't have the address correct. Okay, surprisingly, I was allowed to put a P.O. box address for the for the mailing address. Now, this is very important. Business activities. It's going to fall into one of these 4 categories. For this, I'm going to select retail, which means we just sell products, okay? And then ask for the primary business type. So they want you to be a little bit more specific about what type of retail it is. So there's a lot of different options. You know what applies to your business. Select the option that best applies. For this, I'm just going to put clothing and accessories because, yes, you need to collect sales tax on your products. Now it says your secondary business activity. It could be a service. So you might offer alterations if you're a designer, or you might offer some other styling services, so that it would be your secondary. If you don't have a secondary, leave it blank if it allows you. If not, I put mail order, meaning I offer shipping as a service. So that's what I left there. Now for these next 3 questions, unless you have employees, they're all going to say no. And unless you have employees in another state, that last question is going to be no as well. And this second question pertains to contractors. So if you have contractors, you'll want to put yes. Now, this asks what industries apply to you. You only have to select one. For this example, I'm just going to select product sales. So instead of no, I'll just select yes. And this is for all general merchandise. Anything that falls under retail is why I select yes. You have to select something on this page. Okay, so it asks if you're a third party that contracts with the local government or IDOR. For this example, no, that might apply to you. So make sure you know if this is something that you should select yes on. So after this portion, it should take you to the next screen. After you selected what type of industry you're in, you're gonna select next to move on to the next screen. And then it's going to ask you more about this general merchandise that you say you sell. So if it's general merchandise, more than likely you'll select yes, unless it falls under motor fuel, cigarette, and tobacco. You'll know if this applies to you. So you select yes, meaning you will be collecting sales tax. And then when did this business begin? You'll put September 1st, which is the beginning of this month for this example. I think I skipped something. So you have to select if it's retail or wholesale, meaning are you buying or selling wholesale, or are you selling retail? And then it asks if you collect sales tax. You want to put yes. If you're a new business and this question comes, it says the monthly sales tax is under $200. You want to put yes, because you're a new business. You don't necessarily think your sales tax liability is going to be at $200. If you select yes, that's okay as well. Just be prepared to answer any further questions if it is required. So if you put yes, your tax liability is under $200. Are you located outside of Illinois? I should have selected yes. And then it asks you some additional questions there. So I'm going to skip this because it's not actually required. I actually should have selected no. And then right here is where you list the business, the LLC owners of the business, and managers and members. So if you're a single member LLC, just put your information on this screen. You're going to put your social, your last name. I'm just going to use Jane Doe for an example. Then I'm going to put Jane Doe's date of birth, month, day, four-digit year. It automatically formats the date for you, so you don't have to type the hyphen in. And then you're going to have to put in an address for each member. That social wouldn't work because I put 000. Remember, I'm just doing an example, so I'm just playing with the system right now. Now it asks for a phone number. It could be the same phone number you used on the first page. It can be a different phone number. You don't have to include your email, but it is optional. But you do have to put an address there. This system is so smart. So I literally have to put in something that is not obviously random. So let me change that. In your scenario, you'll be using your real social, so you won't run into this issue. So, okay, let me go back to the email or the address. Type that in. Make sure that's verified. So when you get to this part, you're going to type in your address, or the member or the manager, whoever that individual is. You're going to put their address on this line. Not the business address, but their actual address, or whatever their mailing address is. And there you go. I struggle with this address because, again, I'm just coming up with random addresses that I know that I'm not too familiar with. So give me a second. And making sure that this address is verified. I had to go back and put the zip code in again. This can be frustrating, so don't stop. Keep going. Just correct whatever it's telling you to correct and keep it pushing. And then it's going to select the verified. I still couldn't get it verified, so I just kept going forward. Now, this is if you have a partner that's a business. So if you have other LLCs that are in partnership with this LLC, this is where you add the actual business. So this may or may not apply to you. If this doesn't apply to you, it says right here, just go to the next page. This owner, this is just a one individual owner. I didn't mean to add another individual owner. So you see that error, it says since the LLC single member, only one owner is allowed. So I had to go back and change that to remove that additional owner. But you can add as many owners as you want under a LLC partnership. So let me delete that. Where it says delete this individual, yes. Okay, now back to business, back to the flow. This was so complicated at one point, so that's really why I wanted to make this video, to help somebody learn how to figure this out. This responsible party can be the same person that's the single member LLC owner. They're basically asking who is the person responsible for reporting the taxes. If you have an accountant or a bookkeeping manager or a bookkeeper, then they would probably be the responsible party, but more than likely it's the individual sole member of the LLC as the responsible party. This is required, as well as that first page where you put your information. So you'll have to put your information a minimum of 2 times. Keep that in mind, because it might seem a little tedious, but it's a method to the madness. So keep with it. Put your address in there again if you need to. Make sure you verify it. Okay, so I'm just typing in a address, just a random address. That's why I keep running into issues. So let me correct the social, because y'all remember this system is very smart. Okay, then you have to agree, or you basically can't submit this REG-1. You're going to put yes for both of those, because yes, you are responsible for the business, and yes, you are responsible for collecting taxes and fees. I forgot to put my phone number. That's why I couldn't continue. So where it has that red asterisk, that is required. Let me go ahead and put my little phone number in there. Y'all can contact me at this number. Text Mogul if y'all ready to get started. That's my real number. And then you're going to put your name if you're the person completing the online application. If you hire somebody else to complete this application for you, this is where they will put their information. But since you're a single member LLC and you do everything yourself, boo, this is where you're going to put your information. So I know I said you'll have to put it twice, but you'll probably have to do it 3 times, which is right here, signing off that you prepared this REG-1 form. Remember, this is a form you're completing. Although we're doing this on I guess on the website, it's just still a form that's being submitted. And once you submit this application, you'll be able to see the form. So I'm just typing in my address right here. This is where you'll get the confirmation sent to. And then you'll need an address as well. More than likely, it'll be your address because you're the person filling this out. It gets very repetitive, but again, don't give up. Keep going. Fill out the address. You only have to do this one time. So I'm trying to remember what address I use for all of them, because again, I'm not using a real address. I'm using a random address. So bear with me. This time I was able to verify it, so I got something right. Okay, save, and then click next, and then you have the electronic signature. That means, okay, everything on here is good to go. I'm ready to go ahead and submit this for CL Holdings LLC. Make sure that information is correct, and then go ahead and press submit. This is the submission of your sales tax ID. It's going to ask you to enter your email address because they want to be able to send you your confirmation, okay? Make sure this email address is correct. That's why they have you put it in twice. Because if you get it sent to the wrong one, you ain't going to get your business license, okay? And, of course, they'll send you one in the mail, but it's always cool to have that in your email for reference and already have that PDF. So this screen is what you see when you're done. Okay, so boom, you filled out the REG-1 form. Now you would have received an email saying they received your application, some type of confirmation, okay? And then you might even get an email to follow up with that with your actual business license or your sales tax permit or certificate or whatnot. So pretty much, I guess it would take 3 to 5 days. Sometimes you can get it all in one. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if you got your sales tax permit or your reseller's permit as soon as you submitted that application, because that's how fast it can be. But if not, don't fret. You will get it and sent to your email within a few days, within 3 to 5 business days, and they're definitely going to mail you a copy to your address that you listed. And then you can always log into your account, which is what I'm going to show you next. Log into your account to view that certificate and print it. Keep watching to see how to actually register your account on illinois.gov to actually file your taxes, manage your account, da da da. Okay, so once you've received your tax ID number, you can actually go to register on your state's website for an account to pay your sales tax and to manage addresses, things of that nature. So remember when we got to this screen, I had you scroll down to click the REG-1. Okay, now you have that done. You have your REG-1 form. More than likely, you have your sales tax ID at this point, and you probably have the number sent to your email address. So you're going to go click register, and it will bring you to this screen. It says for businesses, click next to proceed. That's what we're going to do. Now it's going to ask you to enter your EIN. Okay, so you're going to enter your EIN, or you can just select sales account ID. You can select a sales account ID. Now, if you put in your EIN and it's not registered, it's because you skipped the step to file REG-1, the REG-1. You cannot skip that before registering for an account, because it's gonna look to check for your EIN. So that's why I highly suggest you fill that out first. I had to learn the hard way. So if you put your sales account ID, that also works. Now these right here, these options are to identify the member or the responsible party. So you're going to put your social there, the same social that you put on the original REG-1 form, okay? Then you're going to put your name as the contact. Now this is for the account, so this can be anybody, but to keep it simple, if you're the single member LLC owner, you're going to put your information with your email. This is how they're going to notify you of different alerts and messages, and this is how you're going to be able to communicate directly with the Illinois Department of Revenue. So you can use your business email or your personal, I say keep everything business. So use your business phone number, business email address, and then your username. You can make it very simple, like the business name, or you can put something fancy, whatever you like, because more than likely you're going to be one to see this username and password, because you'll be the one logging in to file your sales tax and stuff like that and pay your bills, and make sure you are paying attention to notices. You're the one that'll be doing this. Unless you have an accountant or a bookkeeper, they'll be able to see this username as well. So whatever you decide for the password and username, just keep that in mind, that this is what you'll be using to log in and anybody else. So it's asking, so boom, it won't let me go beyond to submit for a actual account because I didn't put in the right social. Obviously, I'm just doing it as an example. But what you'll see is once you submit, you can actually log in. And then once you log into your state's website, your state's Illinois Department of Revenue, this is where you can manage all of your business. You can look at any notices, any letters that you receive. Majority of the time, anything they put online is also going to be mailed to you. They do both, unless somehow you can turn off the mailing, but I doubt there is a way to do that. If anything, you can actually view all of the notices right there. It's very convenient. And then more than likely, once you've created your account, it's going to show you what taxes you owe. For the example that I used, the business started September 1st. So if I made any money in that quarter, I'm going to have to report that in December, because quarters are every 3 months. More than likely, when you start your account, you'll be having to report your income quarterly, which means you have to log in every 3 months when that is due to file your sales tax. Now, that part I say is a little bit more complicated. Subscribe to my channel, now that filing your taxes, that's a little bit more complex for most people because of the way that the system is set up, but I think it's very straightforward. Once you know what your actual date is to file your sales tax, you will literally have to log in there, file your taxes and submit it. Now, what might happen after a while, if you don't have a high sales tax liability, then it'll move from quarterly to annually. So you'll just have to report your sales or your revenue once a year, which will have to be January 1st. Like, you literally have to be on point. If you pay late, you will have to pay penalties. Pay late, you forget to file, there will be penalties. So keep in mind, when you register for the sales tax ID, you're committing to collect sales tax from your customers, from your clients, and you will be logging in your revenue to pay that sales tax. So technically, the customers are paying this liability. You just have to make sure you log it in. And you might need to maybe book a session with a enroll agent or a bookkeeper to know how to actually fill this out. But I did it myself through trial and error. I was able to file my taxes. Now I only have to file annually, which is a lot easier than having to file quarterly. Either way, once you register for this certificate, you have to abide by it. You have to report your income earnings. You can't skip it. And even if you don't make sales, you still have to report. You have to put 0. If you didn't make sales for the quarter, you have to put 0. You have to file. And then every year they will send you a new certificate, because those business license, I know it looks like a business license, but technically it's just a seller's permit, or it's a sales tax certificate, meaning that you are sales tax exempt. So you can use this certificate when purchasing from manufacturers to avoid paying sales tax, because guess what? You're acknowledging with this sales tax certificate that you're collecting sales tax from the consumer and you're paying the liability. So you don't have to pay sales tax when you purchase that. That's another reason why you want to get one of these seller permits or Illinois sales tax IDs. In your state, it might be called something else. More than likely, it's all of its name is a reseller permit. Okay, it's a business license, and it gets a little bit more detailed depending on the industry. But we're talking about products, basic retail products. More than likely, it's going to be a sales tax ID or seller's permit. So don't forget to get that after you get your LLC and your EIN and your DUNS. Don't forget to make sure you check with your state, city, local, municipal, all of that good stuff. Make sure your T's are crossing, your I's are dotted. We're not doing stuff the wrong way. We're doing it the right way, the mogul way. So get your sales tax ID. If you didn't already, go try out LLC University, find out what you need for your particular state. I highly advise you use that website so that you can make sure you have everything, okay? And make sure you ain't skipping those steps, okay? Because if it comes down to it, you want to make sure the foundation of your business is solid, okay? And we're not piercing the corporate veil over here, okay? Everything we do here is legitimate. Everything that you do here is legitimate. So you want to have your business set up the right way, local government. You want to be good with the federal government. You want to have all your ducks in a row. So sales tax ID was probably one of the most complex things I had to do for my business, because there was nothing online showing me how to do it, nothing showing me literally what I need. And then I found LLC University after I already did all that. So this video I created to spare you some time and help you figure out exactly what you're supposed to do, especially if you're basically not at a point where you can actually hire an expert to do this. Because remember, I'm not an expert. I would say I'm a experienced bookkeeper with my own business. That's how I know. I have experience in accounting. I took classes on accounting, but I'm not an accountant, and I'm currently getting becoming an enroll agent. That's just specifically taxes, so it's not necessarily accounting. But I do know a lot of things about taxes, okay? I'm that tax credit lady, okay? You like this video, if it was helpful, share it with somebody. Go ahead, leave a comment. Drop your state in the comment, and I can try to help you, okay? If you're not in Illinois and this doesn't really apply to you and you want to know, more about your state, or if you're in Illinois, now you want a video on how to submit those taxes and file those taxes, drop a comment. I won't know unless y'all let me know that y'all need the video, because honestly, I don't want to make videos that people don't need, okay? This is for you to learn and educate yourself. My next video is probably going to be like a lifestyle video, so y'all stay tuned. And if y'all didn't already, go check out my last video. It's right there. All you gotta do is click it. Peace, y'all.